Hey folks, it's Mark here from Harmonix Tuition, where we give you the knowledge to get good on guitar. Harmonix is your channel for easy to follow guitar lessons for all levels. Today is an intermediate lick, and it is quite a fun little pentatonic tapping lick in a descending pattern in E minor, up on the 15th and 12th fret position. So let's have a look at the lick. Okay. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's break this lick down. It's pretty straightforward. It's just the E minor pentatonic scale, and you're tapping the sort of upper next position as you go down. So there's not a great deal to it. It's the standard kind of box one shape, as a lot of people call it. The kind of standard pentatonic shape, okay? So we're going to be looking between 15-12, 15-12 on the first two strings, 14-12, 14-12, 14-12 on the next three, and finally 15-12 on the top E. Okay, so I'll go through these fingerings as we go, so don't worry about that. Now you're not going to need your plectrum for this, so you can put it down. In order to start this lick off, you can either tap your first finger onto the 12, okay, or you can just ping the guitar or something with your finger to get it going. It doesn't really matter. The order of the notes is like this. We're going to be playing the 12 and the 15 on the E with our first and third finger. Then we're going to be tapping the 17, pulling off, and then pulling off from 15 to 12. Okay. Once that's done, we hammer on to nowhere, which is basically just means I'm fingering the 15th note on the next string up, on the B string, and I'm not picking it and I'm not tapping it. So I'm just creating the note purely with a hammer on from nowhere. Okay, so like this. Here's the order of notes so far. We have 12, 15, tap 17, pull off to 15. So your third finger's still there. Your tapping finger pulls off for you. And then you pull off with your third finger to your first finger, which is still on 12. Then you come over with a hammer on from nowhere onto the 15 on the B. Okay, now once you've done that 15 on the B, you're then going to tap the 17 on the B, pull off back to 15, and this first finger must cross over and be on the 12 on the B for the pull off. Okay, or it won't be there. So let me show you the first two strings really slowly so you can see how this is going to work when you transition from one string to another. Okay. So if I show you like the actual mechanics of my left hand here, my first finger stays on 12 pretty much until I'm ready to tap here. Okay, so hammer on to nowhere, tap, and as my first finger goes down, this first finger creeps over to the 12 on the B, so that as I pull off to 15 and then pull off to 12, my finger's there ready. Okay, let me show you again really slowly, because once you get this transition between the first two strings, you should be able to do all the strings and understand exactly what you have to do. Okay. Let's move on. So we've come to the B string now. Now our third finger crosses over onto the 14 on the G with a hammer on to nowhere. Then this time we're tapping the 16, okay? And this is the only time we're going to be tapping the 16 and not the 17 for this particular thing, because it's just the way the pentatonic next position will line up. Our third finger comes down onto 14 on the G to the hammer on to nowhere. And the same technique again, you tap 16 this time, pull off to 14, and your first finger is already, on your left hand, has already creeped over to 12 on the G for the pull off from 14 to 12. Okay, so let's do the first three strings so you can see that in action. Okay, then from there, hammer on to nowhere again onto 14 on the D. This time we're going to be tapping the 17 again. So 14, 17, pull off. First finger on my left hand's already creeped up to the 12 on the D for the pull off. Okay, then the hammer-on to nowhere on the A, 14 again. Tap in 17 again. Pull off. First finger's already moved over to the 12 on the A for the pull off, 14 to 12. Okay, then finally, my pinky, but you can use your third if you wish, comes over for the 15, as you know, because that's what it would be to finish off this particular classic box of the pentatonic. So I land on 15, tap 17, pull off. First finger on my left hand's already moved over for the 12 for the pull off, and 15 to 12. Then I go slide down to 10, and then I slide back up to the root E on the 12. Let's have a look at the whole thing together at a pretty kind of medium pace, and you can see how it all rhythmically flows together. And up to speed. I hope you enjoyed that, and this lick can give you something maybe a little bit different to try with your pentatonic scales. These little tap-in licks that cross a string can be a bit tricky, so take it slow with a metronome, get it nice and clean, get the notes evenly spaced, and build it up over time, as we always recommend that you guys do. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss any uploads. I'm going to leave these videos for you to watch now. I hope you find value in them. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.